Welcome everyone, S Tier Trader here with part number 2 of the ultimate guide to recording price action using OBS. In part number 1, we learned how to install and set up Open Broadcaster software, otherwise known as OBS. Now I'm going to teach you why you would actually want to record price action in the first place. Let's get right into this. When it comes to developing experience in the market, there is just no better tool than being able to record price action. Even if you are able to be in the charts whenever you want, there is still an immense benefit to recording your price engagements. There are two reasons, in my opinion, why recording price action is just so great in terms of developing into a professional trader. The first comes from developing experience outside of the market. Specifically, by recording price action, you are experiencing how price delivers in real time while still being away from the chart. If you are away from the chart, you can record price action and study how price delivered during that time. For example, if you've been studying ICT's free YouTube mentorship, you'll know the two following kill zones. 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is the London kill zone, and 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is the New York kill zone. These are the optimal sessions to be looking for entries in the Forex market. Now, this was extremely inconvenient for me, as in my time zone, that is when I would be sleeping. I'd be sleeping through both sessions every weekday. I could usually be awake to watch the majority of one session, however, there's just no chance that I'd be able to watch both kill zones unless I wanted to be a zombie at work the following day. This is where the screen recording software came in just so clutch for me. I could set my screen recorder for just before 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is just before the London kill zone. I could then head to bed, wake up, then stop the recording. I'd then be able to study the recording when I came home from work that day, which would allow me to develop pseudo experience on how price traded during those kill zones. Now, you might be thinking, if I can't be in front of my charts for these kill zones, then what's the point of recording if I won't eventually be able to trade them? Well, the answer to that is quite simple, and that comes by the way of using a limit order to enter trades. You'll eventually find that these kill zones are optimal for a reason, and that's because they are often predictable. You are expecting certain things in price to deliver during these kill zones. Eventually, you'll be able to trust limit orders to engage in that price delivery. That means that you don't actually need to be in front of the chart to engage price. You'll just set that limit order and allow price to get there while you're sleeping or working or doing whatever. For example, if we are expecting price to go up, it is reasonable for us to put a limit order underneath the current price just before London kill zone, which again is 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We would expect price to trigger it while we are away from the chart. You've actually seen me do this multiple times in my trade reviews. Eventually, you may also develop trust on how far price may go down before it goes up. By reviewing your recordings frequently enough, you'll likely develop experience that will aid you in determining two things: the best location to put your limit order entry and where you would put your stop loss. Screen recording not only helps you study the time component of price action, it will also help you learn the technical tools as well. For example, in ICT's YouTube mentorship, we have learned what a fair value gap is. Now, if you've ever been skeptical of ICT's content, pay attention because I'm about to show you just how mind-blowing his tools actually are. It is going to take some work on your part though, and I'm going to show you what to do. Go on a 1-hour chart. Extend a horizontal trend line across all the different fair value gaps that you see. Now here's a pro tip. Hold down the Shift key to keep that trend line straight. Extend that trend line out in time, at least one day. Hit record and stay away from your chart. Let the screen recorder and price action do its thing for an entire day. When that day is over, stop the recording and then watch it and make inferences. Here's a few examples of inferences you could make. What happened when price traded to a fair value gap? What time did price hit that fair value gap? What happens if a fair value gap forms on top of another fair value gap? These are just 3 inferences of many that you can make when you are reviewing your recording regarding fair value gaps. And it's not just fair value gaps that you can study. In this mentorship, we've learned about buy and sell stops, market structure shifts, power of three, etc. By using a screen recorder, you can watch and study these tools in real time. You can determine their validity and how you would use them in your own trading. And to finish the first point on developing experience away from the charts, let's quickly compare TradingView's replay function to the actual screen recording software that we're using. The best analogy that I can come up with is a TV episode. TradingView's replay function is like reading a synopsis of a TV show episode. You can learn what the plot was during that episode and how it ended. However, you don't actually get the details of how the episode was delivered. The screen recorder gives you these details, like you would actually get from watching a TV show episode. The screen recording shows you all the ups and the downs in the delivery of price, rather than just showing you the result like the replay function does. And let me ask you a question. Do you think that professional traders care about the details of price delivery? Let me show you an example. This is a short that I took in the cable market, otherwise known as the British pound US dollar. If you want to follow along with your own charts, which I recommend that you do, this trade took place on February 22nd, 2022. Pull up the forex.com data feed on a 15-minute chart, and you'll see this exact same price action. The goal with this exercise is for you to imagine that you participated in my trade. As soon as I entered this trade, price ran steadily against my position. Now, what kind of emotions would we feel here? Would we be nervous that the stop loss is going to be hit? Do you think that we are on the right side of the market here? This recording is allowing us to experience what it's like to be in severe drawdown. If you've ever traded, you'll know that this emotion that comes when price is encroaching your stop loss, it's not a fun one. We are able to experience these emotions in an environment that cannot hurt us monetarily by using this screen recorder. We can then make plans for when these emotions come up in our trading in the future. Here is where we can dissect the difference between TradingView's replay feature and our own screen recorder. That comes from this 15-minute candle right here. Price has quickly shot down towards our take profit level. How do we feel now? Is our confidence in the trade rising? Did we just go from a negative emotion from when we were in drawdown to a now positive emotion now that we are likely to be right? Notice how the candle is completely black at this point. It's a down candle at this moment. Now, let's watch price whip us right back into drawdown territory. What an emotional roller coaster, eh? Notice how the once fully black candle has now transformed and closed on a green candle. The TradingView replay feature would have only painted us that green candle. That replay feature wouldn't have shown us that aggressive run lower. It wouldn't have given us the exact same experience and emotions that a screen recorder has given us in this trade. The TradingView replay function would have only gave us the ending of the candle. The screen recorder gave us all the action in between. If you want to see how this trade ended and all my logic behind the trade itself, you can watch this on my trade review number 5. So we've learned that screen recording is beneficial for developing experience regarding time and price. Remember, time and price is the core to everything ICT. The second major benefit of screen recording comes by way of reviewing how we execute and manage our trades. If you're a sports fan, you'll know that athletes will watch game film of their performances. They are analyzing things that will affect their future performance, such as their positioning, their execution, etc. Screen recorders allow us traders to do the exact same thing. We can record ourselves executing trades and managing it to our take profit and stop loss. We are going to make just a massive amount of mistakes while we are in the market. That is going to happen. The screen recorder allows us to identify and begin correcting our mistakes. Did we rush our entry because we were scared we would miss the move? Did we adjust our stop because we were afraid of losing or because we wanted to lock in our profits? Did we do something correct and we want to save this moment so that we can reference it in the future? The screen recorder allows us to reflect on all these things. Specifically, it allows us to reflect on how we used our model and what we've learned from it. We can take this even a step further by adding audio to our trades. By turning our mics on during the trade, we can say our thoughts out loud and reflect on them at a later time. We can listen to our thought process in the trade and identify areas of strengths and weaknesses. Perhaps on reflection, we have determined that we were too driven by emotion during our trade. Maybe we discovered that we were focusing on a certain tool when another tool is more applicable to that trade. By adding your thoughts to the recording, you are not only able to study your trade execution and management, but you're also able to study your trade psychology as well. And this is just so critical to becoming a professional trader. We are all going to have our weaknesses when it comes to trading. That might be from our use of technical tools or from our trade psychology. It is not always easy to determine what our weaknesses are, however. That is where screen recording comes in. By reviewing our recorded trades, we can identify these weaknesses and start formulating a plan on how to correct them. Hopefully, you've learned that screen recording your trades is just a fantastic tool for developing yourself as a trader. You've learned now how to set up a screen recorder for free and two massive benefits of using a screen recorder. If you've learned anything from these two videos, please go long on the like and subscribe buttons. Remember that to become a professional trader, you don't have to be the smartest or the most talented or most gifted. You do need to have a strong work ethic and have discipline. These are both things that you can develop. Applying these skills to studying the tools and reviewing your trades will accelerate your path to achieving your trading goals. Remember, you can absolutely do this. Thanks for watching. Good luck and good trading. If you want to learn how to set up a screen recorder for free, click the video on the left. If you want to see me be consistently profitable for the 5th week in a row, click the video on the right. Please go long on the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks for watching.